In this HTML video, we're going to talk about the Doctype declaration that we've been putting before our HTML code. Now, the Doctype declaration is always the very first thing that you put in your HTML document, and it always comes before the HTML tag. It is important to note that the Doctype is not actually an HTML tag. It is an instruction to the web browser about what version of HTML the page needs to use. That's all it really is. Now, previously, this was very confusing to web developers. You had to put all of these different versions in that you wanted to support. And I've listed some of these down here. And so you had to be always concerned about what version you needed to put in there. With HTML5, this is all you have to put now. And that will support everything. It's like a one size fits all. So going forward to the near future, this is all you need to worry about. So really, you don't have to worry about it at all. You just put this in, and everything should work just fine. These are considered now to be legacy strings. Although if you did put these in, the browser actually would support it. But from this point on, all you need to use is this type of Doctype declaration. And again, the only function of this is so that the browser knows what type of document to expect. That's all this does. Okay, so that's going to do it for the HTML tutorial for beginners. But I get asked a lot of questions. What should I do next? What should I do going forward? The next series that you'll want to take is the CSS tutorial for beginners. Now, it's not as if we're done talking about HTML. HTML is a critical part to CSS. In fact, they go hand in hand together. So again, this really isn't the end of our discussion with HTML. We will be dealing with new tags that are more relevant to CSS in the series CSS tutorial for beginners. We will also be going over HTML forms, all sorts of things we will be discussing in the CSS tutorial for beginners. So that's the next series you should take. After that, you should take the CSS layout series. Once you've completed that, you should move on to the JavaScript tutorial for beginners. And at the end of the JavaScript tutorial for beginners series, I will discuss where to go from there. But these are what I consider to be, what I like to call at least, the big three in web development: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay, I will see you guys next in the CSS tutorial for beginners series.